Being a good neighbor. Everybody's schedule's packed, early to work, late home, kids have a game, choir practice, public events, private parties. Our home has become a sanctuary that we retreat to so that we're now more isolated as a community. We rarely interact with our neighbors. Well, joining us today, etiquette advocate Nancy Mitchell. Thank you for coming in.
My pleasure.
Over 25 years experience as consultant and advisor in the very field of etiquette. And I think we have forgotten how to be a good neighbor.
You know, I think it's happening because of all the things that you've just described. We are so busy, we're so focused on ourselves and the needs of our families, that sort of thing. Try to look outward. We are not an island. Remember that old saying, no man is an island? It's so true in our communities. Probably one of the best allies you can have is your neighbor. So when you move in, introduce yourself, or someone else moves in, introduce yourself. You want that person to know who you are, know a little bit about your habits, not only for safety and security. Know someone's coming into your property and it doesn't look right to a neighbor who's in tune with you, in touch with you. But the other part of that picture is you really want to build a community. You want to have that for yourself, for your children. You want to create, I think, on your own block, that small town community feeling that we are getting farther and farther away from.
Is there a good way to introduce ourselves to our neighbors? I mean, whether we're moving in or maybe somebody else is moving into our neighborhood, is there a right way and a wrong way to say, hey, I am, and who are you?
Well, I think the welcome wagon philosophy really is from the people who are there welcoming people who are coming in. So if you're the neighbor on either side across the street, it takes 5 minutes to go over, introduce yourself, give them a little bit of background about your family. If you're a baker, you like to cook, whatever, go over with a plate of brownies. There's nothing better than saying, welcome, we really care about you. We want to pull you into this environment, welcome you to this community. We're also putting a stamp on our community by saying this is the kind of people we are. Why not? But if you're not a baker, just go over, extend your hand, introduce yourself.
You know, I'm glad you said that because Carol, my wife, loves to do that. She loves to bake holiday treats. We take them over to the neighbors. We knock on the door. If nobody answers, we're thinking maybe because they don't know us, so we leave it there in front of the door. Is that okay to do that?
It's absolutely okay. You put a note in it, your name, maybe even your house number or something, so they know you're a neighbor. It's such a genuine, kind, caring outreach to a neighbor. Why not? Or we look around on a snowy day and perhaps we're the person with a snowblower, or we're the person with a teenage son who might be the person who can get out there with a snow shovel and get somebody's walk cleaned off when we know a neighbor is elderly or infirm or someone who is just so busy we know that they need a little bit of extra help. That's the whole focus, if you will. Look around, who needs what?
Right.
Is there something I can do to help somebody else? That's the way small towns used to work.
Can I watch my neighbors too much? Are they going to think I'm stalking them? Hey, I see you haven't got your driveway done yet. I'm going to come over and help you.
I don't think it's that. I think it's the philosophy of the gesture when you extend it. You can say, or maybe just call ahead. Absolutely. Don't cross over in somebody else's territory, but say, I'm out there, my son's out there, we've got a snowblower, can I help you this morning? And they'll say, no, we're going to get to it. You know, my husband likes that exercise, whatever. But you're always thinking about somebody else. Do you know, I think that is the #1 etiquette rule, is we're thinking about other people. How can I help somebody else?
Now, I'm going to take that one step further, and this is just for me. You know, this may be good for you too, but this is for me. We took a Christmas cake over to our neighbor, knocked on the door, nobody answered, so we left it there, left a note. I don't know their name, I don't know their phone number, I can't call and say, hey, I'd like to bring you something. Now, if I was that person, is it okay just to ignore somebody that's knocking at my door that I don't know I don't know that you're my neighbor? Can I just ignore them?
Well, we live in a society where we're told not to open our door for someone we don't know. They may not have known you, but as soon as you've left and they find the treat, they find your name on it, they immediately pick up the phone.
Okay.
And they call you, or they write a note the next day or something. So what you've done is you've broken the ice, because we're all very timid.
Right.
We're all encouraged to be that way, to be careful, to protect our territory, so to speak, because we don't know who's going through our neighborhood. We don't know that you were the neighbor or you were someone who was sort of checking out the neighborhood. So it's okay not to open the door, but later on then you've broken the ice.
Right.
And then they reciprocate in some way.
And the door is open.
And the door is
Nancy
open.
Mitchell, thank you so much. If you'd like to find out more about how to contact etiquette expert Nancy Mitchell, or learn more about her business, The Etiquette Advocate, you can log on to our website, delmarvalife.com, click on the Show tab.
Up next on Delmarva Life, we're in the kitchen with Marilyn's Catering. Marilyn will show us some of her most popular cakes and send us off with a yummy recipe as well. Delmarva Life, life at its best here on Delmarva.